guys doing with your non-QM right now? We've been telling you ad nauseum, you want to work with Oaktree Wholesale. Why? Well, one, they dropped their rates a few weeks ago, so they are the best priced non-QM in the entire landscape. In fact, they're beating agency and jumbo pricing right now with many of your A-paper investors. So here's what you want to do. Run your scenarios by Oaktree because you might find better pricing. And oh, their products that they have right now are insanely great. So take your deals that you're qualifying and the ones that are fringe, run them by Oaktree because there's deals in there. And these guys are fantastic to work with and great turn times. All you have to do to work with Oaktree is click this banner right over there. Now on with the show. So we spoke about how the FHFA is working outside of its legal authority as conservators of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac by demanding social policies get integrated into their loans and performance or face punitive measures from the FHFA and their administrators. Now, you have to understand, this is not the charter of a conservatorship. Their role is to right the ship of a failing company and hand it back over to the board. Then I told you late last week how the new director of the FHFA, Mike Calhoun, who was the president of the Center for Responsible Lending, wants to turn Fannie and Freddie into government-run utilities, right? That's kind of like your gas, your electric, your garbage. These are utilities. They want Fannie and Freddie to be utilities of the federal government. That one puts the last nail in the coffin for recap and release of the GSEs. Now we have one more piece of anecdotal evidence that proves my point. Here's a quote. In another move to slam the brakes on the Trump administration's plan to reprivatize Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, federal regulators who oversee the mortgage giants have suspended a number of provisions that were put in place in January to dial down Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's market share and help them with recapitalizing. So what they're saying is they're getting rid of programs so Fannie and Freddie will always be broke and dependent on the government. That means the status quo of undercapitalization of the GSEs is going to run in perpetuity, which means forever. Let's move on. January 14th, new limits on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's purchases of mortgages with multiple high-risk characteristics, as well as loans secured by second homes and investment properties, are no longer going to be considered. The prices are going to go up. So why is this a problem? Well, capping Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's support for these type of loans would mean higher borrowing costs for borrowers, since lenders would be likely to increase down payment requirements and charge higher interest rates and more points. And we're seeing this right now, aren't we? This is precisely the reason why you need to look at Oaktree Wholesale, because their pricing on a lot of these fringe type of loans that Fannie and Freddie are running away from are going to be priced much more competitively with better turn times and better pricing than you're going to get with your agency loans. And this is all courtesy of the new policies with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And this is happening right now as we speak. Run those scenarios with Oaktree. So I said it before, Fannie and Freddie not wanting to write loans is like Ford not wanting to build cars. You think I'm wrong? Did you know after the changes took effect in mid-April, demand for second homes fell in June and July, with July marking the first time since April 2020 that growth in demand for second homes lagged behind primary residence. That is, of course, with the GSEs, that is not the market as a whole. So what do all these moves away from recap and release tell us, and what does it mean? Why is this happening? Well, the Treasury Department and the Federal Housing Finance Agency, the FHFA, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, will now have the authority to lift restrictions mandated during the final weeks of the Trump administration. In short, these moves all pave the way for the Biden administration to mold the GSEs and HUD into agencies that reflect their values. Now, lenders, even realtors, yes, I keep hounding these points because this is not only coming, it's happening right now before our eyes. People just aren't recognizing it. So, lenders, watch your HMDA data, watch your ECOA data, because I promise you, all of these agencies, they're watching it for you. And as the days pass and policies change, watch it even closer, because your ability to stay within the changing framework of expectations is going to become harder and harder. And understand that these changes to how your company conducts itself will be accompanied with a reinvigorated CFPB looking to take a few of you lenders out to the woodshed and make examples of you for everybody else to see. Let's not let that be you and your company. So put the policies and procedures in place today so you don't fall victim tomorrow. And hey, if you're meeting us for the first time, keep this conversation going. It's very important for lenders, realtors, and even consumers to understand the changing landscape of mortgage lending, especially if they're thinking of selling or buying a house. This is great for your real estate agents to have a conversation with, and who knows, maybe through conversations about the important changes in the mortgage space, you might find a couple deals in there. With that said, I'll see you guys Tuesday, tomorrow. Bye.